right, welcome everybody. Mil-Spec Ops Monkey here. I apologize if there's a delay between my voice and my mouth moving. So I've got some things I've got to figure out still. But I wanted to get this out because we actually have a situation going on, and I've been watching it over DC. And I started to just do a recording and post it, and I ended up just deciding to go live because I got some intel. I'm about just at the tail end of my editing, and so rather than just re-edit and post and have a little delay, I just thought I'll go live. I did disable the chat, so if you guys see that, it's because well, for one, the trolls are coming out of the woodwork, and so I just get I hate having moderators have to deal with that and everybody else, so I just took it off of there. So we'll probably put it back eventually. But I did want to tell you, I am getting word that the Insurrection Act has been signed. And so that's from a military source that has just been recalled to base because of that. So I'll keep you posted. But that may be why we're seeing this. So, and I want to show you. So this, so we're looking at the chiclet map right now. This is commercial air traffic over Washington, D.C. I have confirmed there is a delay at Washington, D.C. The latest right now, it looks like it's now decreasing, so air traffic is being allowed back in. I think the reason for that is because POTUS has exfilled. I think they shut down all traffic in and out. There was a ground stop, and he has left. Elvis has left the building. Now I say that, and the reason I say that, and I don't want to disclose, luckily he's not showing any longer, but I will tell you that I did see an aircraft depart. That was a military aircraft, and it had a fighter escort, and then it went off radar completely. And I will tell you also that it was not showing as a large aircraft. Okay, and so but I just want to say that as I'm looking at the map right now, there is a lot of stuff going on for a Sunday. There is, I mean, it is staggering. Right now we're sitting at 108 aircraft. 108 aircraft up. I typically on a Saturday you may see 8 to 10. I mean, you just don't see anything on a weekend. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. We still have, looks like the hold has been removed. So that tells me that whatever was going on there for a very brief period has been resolved. And so that would tell me, based on the intel that I got, that Insurrection Act has been signed, and that the air stop and the air traffic and everything being on hold right there around DC tells me that POTUS probably did sign it, and then he vacated the building. So I think we are about to see everything go hot. I'm understanding the military is going hot because I think an Insurrection Act, and I'm not an expert on that by any means, but I think when that gets signed, that the military is now in charge of our country. So that said, let's just take a look around. I want to see some of the things we've got going on. So this is got a priority air transport. Looks like it's leaving out of Lauderdale area, headed it could be headed over here to Guantanamo Bay, which just would indicate somebody, maybe getting recalled on Sunday. These look to be fighters, and so get down over Florida. Yeah, those are fighter aircraft. So we've got a couple fighters up. I normally don't see these guys squawk, but we've got 2 of them. Looks like they're over Patrick Air Force Base, doing some flying along the coastline. So that is low altitude. You can see that's 200 foot off the deck. And so I need to maybe check in with my family and see, because that is my old stomping ground right there. And so we could find out, eyes on, if there's some crazy activity going on over Patrick. And so I got a little, let's see here. These are trainers, which I don't know. I guess everybody's got to get some time in, right? So a little stick time, but that's Jacksonville, some trainers out here over Pensacola area. Also a lot of trainer stuff, but tanker aircraft looks like it took off out of Tampa. We've got a C-17, took off out of Miami, headed westbound. Got some P-3 activity out of Jacksonville. That's a sub hunter. And so let's see. I did see a lot of C-130 activity going on, but let's look closely at Washington, D.C. and see what's happening here. It looks like we've got some aircraft on ground. So C-130 on ground, BE-20 on ground. It's still pretty wide open airspace here, probably because I imagine, well, military is going to take priority on, you know, landing. So if anybody's bingo fuel, they're probably cleared in automatically. But for the most part, all those commercial aircraft that are still sitting up here, as you guys saw a minute ago, that is the situation over DC. And so now let me back up just so you guys can see what you typically will see on the map is all of this unicorn colors, right? Everything just looks like a giant pink and purple. Those are aircraft at altitude. So those are, you know, they're up here at 30, 40,000 feet. And so this right here stands out to show you why there's definitely something going on in DC right now. And so that whole area is in lockdown. And so now, here we go. Let me show you something here. That right there, this is showing as a C2, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think that's a C2. Now, I'm not very ultra familiar with the C2 aircraft in terms of capabilities. I don't know if it has air refueling capabilities, but to see this aircraft go across the drink, that is a C2. Okay, little twin engine turboprop, probably got some PT6A turboprop engines on it. Not like super highly efficient, doesn't have a large fuel capacity, so you just don't see it. Now, I don't see an air refueling door on this at all. Okay, so maybe it does. Maybe it's a little boom that sticks out the side, and it does, you know, it takes on fuel just like you know, some of the other, you know, helos and things like that, where it's got that a different kind of a boom that pops out on the other side of the aircraft, usually on the right side of the aircraft out here if it was, or it's going to be a door up here, and I don't see anything. So that said, but maybe some of you Navy guys can tell me if a C2 has air refueling capability, but I just don't see a C2 making it all the way across the drink. Now this dude is he's at 37,000 feet. Airspeed doesn't give me, it's not giving me its airspeed, so it's really hard to tell if that is indeed what they say that is. Now, this right here was the other aircraft, and I'm actually pulling this on the commercial side. It is not shown on the military side, so it's just kind of blending. But that is a supposed 737 that exfilled out of DC right in the middle of all of this that just started going on. Okay. So this is pretty interesting. And if you notice too, this bad dude went up to like right out of the gate, 30,000 feet, 40,000 feet, and now it's leveled off. It looks like it's sitting at 37,000, which is the same altitude as this C2 that we just saw over here. Now, I will tell you that it is not uncommon. That could actually be Air Force One. Okay. That could be Air Force One. And the reason I say that is because if you remember Bush, when he went over to Baghdad, he flew Air Force One in, and that was a hot zone. Okay. And so now when he did that, it actually squawked as I think a G3 or a G5. And so the air traffic controllers didn't even know Air Force One was coming in. They just knew it was a priority aircraft, right? So as he was coming in on final approach, the air traffic controllers were shocked to see that it was a 747 because on their screen it was showing as a Gulfstream. So not uncommon, but just keep in mind now, remember the intel drops that we've had in the past where POTUS, it said he will be classified abroad, right? As soon as all the stuff goes down. So he was going to exfil, and that his location would be classified, and this would kind of fit that bill, right? If indeed he is exiting and going over the drink, we may be seeing that, but we'll watch. We'll just keep an eye on this stuff. But this right here is very, very uncharacteristic of this area. Okay. And so, get back over here. You can see it's still pretty wide open. Even the military aircraft don't seem to be. I mean, these guys are still sitting on ground. Okay. Now we do have a whole flurry of C-130s up here. And it looks like that's Ohio. And what is this? Let me get in close. I think it's Canton, Ohio. So I don't know what's going on here, but these guys like all took to the sky very quickly and have just been flying around. And so I don't know what they're doing, but they certainly are flying around like a bunch of seabirds right now. And so I expect if the Insurrection Act has been signed, which I am fairly confident because my source who told me that is active military, and he was basically getting it to the base right now because he'd been called up and that's what he was told. So if he's a pretty good source. So we'll see what happens. I imagine we probably will get an EBS here once POTUS is safe, okay, in his new secure location, that it'll probably broadcast at that point. All right, I got a B-52 rolled out at the exact same time, went airborne out of Shreveport, and it is at 34,000 feet. So he's up there, got a little altitude hang time out over Albuquerque. We have a H-53 that went hot. All of these went hot right about the time this thing got supposedly signed. Okay, so the screen just went like berserkers. So all right, so we're showing 100 and about 119 actually up right now over the U.S. Now I'm not seeing, if I go south of the border here, that one's coming out of Colombia, and I don't know. That's actually a Columbia aircraft, ERJ-135. So it's an Embry Air jet. Looks like he's headed probably into Honduras or something. But all right, so hey, listen, I will keep you guys posted. I'm watching the skies closely because if this is indeed, now things may go black, but I want to get this message out there to everybody right now, just so you guys know. My understanding is that Insurrection Act has indeed been signed, and so I'm waiting for a couple more sources to confirm it. But just given this right here over Washington, D.C. Is a pretty good indicator, and looking at the delay, it's still sitting at 47 minutes. It looks like air traffic is actually coming out of there now, but I imagine they were all on ground stop as POTUS was exfilled, and so that would make a lot of sense, right? So him leaving basically locks the skies down, and that would be an indicator that there may be some truth to everything we're hearing. So all right, folks, that's all I have right now. If something changes or I get some more intel or whatever it may be, I will I'll go hot myself, and we'll post this and let you guys know, keep you in the loop. So that's it. Be safe out there. Stay frosty. I think things are about to get very interesting. God bless, and monkey out.